Hello, this is Diane. I would like to try to revive a little interest in smash books if I can. If you don't know what a smash book is, I'm about to tell you. It's actually just a type of scrapbook, but it's a brand name from K & Company. This is a K & Company smash book. And I don't think they make them anymore, but they were wildly popular for a few years. And they have beautiful papers inside. There were all different themes. So this is the one that I actually used in 2012. I put all my washi tapes on the front here. And there are videos early on when I first started making videos of my smash books. So you can go check them out if you want to. But this is what a smash book looks like when it's filled in. You just smash stuff into it. Photographs, tickets. There's a little recipe tucked into here. I wrote about a new recipe that I tried, so I cut this out with my Cricut and just tucked the recipe right in there. And all kinds of, whatever you want to. That's what a smash book is. And I made my own, and I made some to sell in a little shop. I didn't have an Etsy shop at the time. So just quickly, this is one that I made. And they're so fun to make with all of the gorgeous scrapbook papers that are available. And you can use all kinds of papers. So I just took books that I got for $1 at the library mostly, or freebies, and covered them with scrapbook paper, took the covers off and covered them with scrapbook paper, and then filled them in. Used my Bind It All to put the O-rings in. And these, I filled up quite a few smash books. And they get pretty fat, and I put this elastic band on this one. And this is a brighter one. I won't show them all to you, but I love the band that I found for this one. I wish I could find more of these. It has a metal fastener on it. So this one was a really fun one. I love the papers that I used. This was a trip to New York City. My husband was 6'5", but here he is standing next to a life-size figure of the Guinness World Records tallest man. This was in Niagara Falls, Canada. Anyway, so you can't even see the papers that I used anymore. I use such pretty papers and then I cover them all up. But this book, I loved the papers too much to cover them all. So I made it so that some of the papers were still pretty visible. Like this one, I didn't want to cover this paper. So I just put a letter that my daughter wrote to me and folded it up so you can see most of the paper here. And this one, I left some of the paper showing. And I used some of the pretty papers to make pockets so you can actually see the paper. Because this one was just hard to cover. Looks like I did a pretty good job. This one I didn't cover up because there was too much to look at. So I just put some cards on there. Oh, I never actually finished this one. I got some blank pages. So this is the one I used last. I haven't done any smashing really since my husband passed away. So, but I've been saving stuff. I bet I could I have one more book that I've made, and I bet I have enough stuff to finish this one and fill the next one. I just have to get on it. So if you saw my last video, I started out with the yell for help. I can't use my sewing machine right now. I have to find somebody that can repair sewing machines. I don't know if there is such a thing anymore. So I don't do junk journals without sewing. I guess I could try. I used to make them without sewing, but I have projects I really need to do. But I thought, well, I've also got smash books I want to make because I have all these papers that are better used for smash books than junk journals. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just start on making some smash books while I try to get my sewing machine fixed. So I thought I would do a series of craft with me's or tutorials on putting together a smash book. This is a smaller cover than the ones that I had made for myself. But this is the one I'm starting with, and it's just made with a book about medieval builders. There's the back cover. But I covered the front of it with this scrapbook paper and then the inside. So I want to talk a little bit about the papers I use on the outside covers. You can get this paper that comes in sheets. This is probably Paper Studio, and I think Recollections has it. But it's kind of thin, and I have covered the book covers with this kind of paper, but it tends to kind of fray at the corners rather quickly. And then you have the cardstock, the pretty cardstock pattern papers, but they don't fold around the corners very well. I have done it. It takes a lot more work to get them to fold neatly. So what I found was these papers from the Paper Studio that are sold individually. They're sturdier than the thin papers and not as sturdy as cardstock, so I think that they work pretty well. So this was a 12 by 12 sheet here that I used, and this one was too. I just cut it down. And then I didn't have another one of this, but this one I think would be a fun contrast on the back. And for this cover, the width is good, and if I'm careful, I can get the top and the bottom. I'll just have to cut this piece maybe a little bit bigger so it goes up a little further. We'll see. So I will be covering that, and then I will decorate the front. I don't know what I'll decorate it with. I haven't really gone through stuff, but I just pulled these out to show you that I would do something like this, and I don't know what kind of picture I'm going to use. Maybe I'll use these. I don't know. But I'll probably add some other stuff to it. And then I would punch holes in it and bind it. I have picked out my papers and cut them. So they're bright colors. Pretty much all of them are bright colors, and it's just an assortment of stuff that I had. And Smashbooks are great because they're so eclectic, and you can use all kinds of papers, but I kind of went with modern looking and bright. I thought it would be fun for a change from vintage. I have these two pages that I cut the same size so I can glue them together to be a pocket, and so you'll be able to put something in here. I cut this one wider so that it will be a flap or a pocket. I'm not sure which yet. And I have a few pages that are cut a little bit smaller because it's just fun to have different sizes. This one's a little smaller and it has some glitter on it. Can you see the glitter? Can't make the glitter show. There. And there's a smaller page. And this one is just going to be a small pocket, but it will be bound in. Just glue those pages together. So I'm not sure if I want to cover the cover right now. I don't know if I have time. Let's go for it. So I'm going to do the back cover. What I did was I just take a big extra strength glue stick and rub it all over the back. And then for extra stability, I just put on some of my tape runner tape. Just so it's not loose. And then lay my book down. I like to have a little more room to fold over there, but this was the size paper I had. And then I use my brayer to press it down into that glue. This pattern could make me dizzy. And then I would use either my red line tape or this, it's like score tape, but I think I bought it. This is American Crafts. I'm not sure which craft store I bought it at, but I bought it at a craft store. And I like it because you can tear it. You don't have to cut it. So I just go around all four sides with this. I'm not sure I should have used this for making a video because when I did the front cover I had an awful time tearing the backing off. Let's hope it goes well. Didn't get that one quite long enough. That one's a little too long. Okay, let's see what I can do at getting these backings off. It wants to pull up. I had my knife out. Sometimes I use my knife to get in between the layers. There, that worked. Here's one. Oh, don't want to get my sweater in the tape. Think I'm under the tape. Nope, I got it. I think the red line tape is a little bit easier to peel up. Well, at least it's going better now than it did when I wasn't filming. I shouldn't have said that, probably. Yep. I peeled the tape up. Come on. See, I shouldn't have said that. My blade's coming out. Gonna end up going to the emergency room just because I'm trying to get my tape backing off. See? There we go. I'll try to keep my fingers out of the way. I just have one tiny piece left. Sorry about this, folks. There we go. All right. Then you can cut this at an angle and then fold it, but I have trouble getting the sides to meet. I have trouble getting it cut just right. So I fold the corner down like that and kind of press it so it's ready to be folded up. And then there's no tape on this piece, and this needs to stick to it, so I just take my ATG and put a little piece of tape there, because this kind of tape you can rub off anything that's extra, so there will be a little bit of tape showing and you can just rub it off. So then I do the short ends first, it doesn't really matter, but I just kind of crease it up, give it a good crease. Oops, sorry. And then fold it up. It's covering it pretty good. Okay. There's the back, and I didn't have my liner paper out and ready. I didn't realize I was going to do this on camera. I mean, today. Here it is. I have it. I knew I was going to do it on camera, I just wasn't sure if I was going to do it now. Alright, so I kind of know, I already cut the pages, and I think this liner will be about the same size as the pages, but I want to make sure. So it's going to be 6.5, which is what the pages were. And 10. That should do it. And that's just the size of the pages that I cut. So 6.5 by 10. I could use my APG tape if I wanted to put this on, and I will for the middle parts, but I just like to make sure it's really good and secure, and this red tape is stronger, or that the white tape that you tear also you could use here. So lucky you, you get to watch me peel tape backing off again. At least you get to look at the red instead of the white. My sister is a great seamstress, and she came over here today to visit me, and we went to lunch, had a great day, but she took a look at my sewing machine and she's like, wow, that's really bad. And she couldn't figure it out, so that was my last hope. My mom used to have a fabric shop when I was a teenager and a young mother. And not a teenager and a young mother, but when I was a teenager and when I became a mother, she still had her fabric shop. And my dad would fix machines that he could, so maybe he could take a look at it, but I hate to ask him. He's 82 and he's had some health problems, although he's doing much, much better now. So there we go. These are the covers. I think the stripes and the chevrons look pretty cute together. And I like to put 25 pages thereabouts inside these books. Take that one out for now. And it looks like a pretty thin book. I will have pockets and things in it, you know, I'll glue stuff on. It'll be a little bit fuller than this, but it looks pretty small, but this one had 25 pages in it too. So that's why I only use 25 pages, because once you get stuff in there, other things will be added too, to add some bulk. I have a bag in here that's bound in this little thing, so there's a bag. So 25 pages plus some extra stuff will be bound in. So come back again and I will be decorating pages, decorating the cover, and then binding it. I don't know how many videos it will take to complete this, but I'd kind of like you to come along and see how much fun a smash book can be. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.